Software used in predictive policing. Companies like HunchLab and Predpol have designed software that governmental agencies and police departments can use to predict where crime may occur. The software uses Geographic Information Systems, or otherwise known as GIS. This basically takes a map and allows the user to take data and display it on a map so it can be examined to see if trends appear. By using data like previous crimes, weather, time of year, and local events, the software uses algorithms to predict where crime hotspots may occur and display it in a visual format. The data maps can then be viewed on computers, and some software packages allow for a mobile interface so that officers can have the data readily available when patrolling the streets.
Predictive policing refers to the use of data mining and analysis used by law enforcement to identify an area or group of people with increased risk of crime. Police Chief William J. Bratton, along with the LAPD, are credited with pioneering the idea of predictive policing in 2008. Predictive policing evolved from the concept of community policing, which focuses on partnership, problem solving, and prevention. Bratton teamed with P. Jeffrey Brantingham from UCLA to adapt algorithms developed for the Pentagon originally used to predict insurgent activity. Predictive policing assumes three premises. All people, criminals and victims, follow common life patterns. When these patterns overlap, risk of crime increases. Location and time influence where and when an increased risk for crime exists. People make rational and predictable decisions of how to act. Predictive policing enables law enforcement to forecast times and places of increased risk, identify people at risk of offending, create profiles that can match offenders to past crimes, create profiles of groups or individuals at risk of becoming victims.
Like all forms of law enforcement technology, predictive policing has a wide range of various pros and cons that factor into its effectiveness. While some of the factors may seem more crucial than others, they are all important in determining whether or not predictive policing is a viable approach moving forward. One of the most dramatic pros is the desired outcome of being able to prevent crimes from happening before they occur. By utilizing temporal, spatial, and social network data, law enforcement agencies will be able to deploy additional officers to hotspots that have shown recent spikes in criminal activity. Another predictive policing's pros is that positioning officers more intelligently, based on reliable calculations, will result in a more efficient use of resources. With less of the budget wasted on deploying an abundance of officers in ineffectual locations, a large portion of the budget can be allocated to advancing the development of this technology. Nothing in this world that has pros is without its cons, and predictive policing is no exception. One of the potential pitfalls of predictive policing is that it may lead to the furthering of negative stereotypes and stigmas of particular areas that predictive policing data has deemed as high risk. Another of its cons is that when an area receives an increased police presence because of predictive policing technology, other areas may end up becoming unsafe due to this, especially if criminals take notice of these patterns. Still, another con to predictive policing is that it may further erode the privacy of the public, as technology advances much more rapidly than laws can hope to. Will citizens be forced to accept a drastic decrease in privacy if it means a safer environment to live in? Predictive policing also counts among its cons the need to be regulated and overlooked. The potential damage from malicious data manipulation or human error could turn out to be catastrophic.
Predictive policing is only going to expand over the next several years. The increase in video technology and information systems is going to allow police to develop more accurate ways of finding criminal activity with hopes of stopping all major crimes before they are committed. Policing is going to utilize the ever-increasing technology to help stop crimes before they start. These technologies include use of weather forecasting to predict where crime will be highest in certain weather patterns, GPS tracking of known or suspicious individuals to figure out where they could be getting involved in organized crime, and using surveillance cameras to track strange behaviors that could lead to criminal situations. With the rise in technology comes an increase in its power to police and other agencies. As this technology gets utilized, it can be scary to think of its almost limitless power over the general population. Yet these technologies can be used to help stop crimes before they are committed, and can be a welcome addition to the police force. Only time will tell how far predictive policing will go and how much crime will be prevented.